We're now on Daf Tzadi Zayin Amud Beis, on the top of the Amud. And this Gemara is called the Gemara of Chidot. Does anybody know what a Chidah is? A Chidah is either translated as a riddle or a quiz. I don't have the English here, but you'll look up what a Chidah is in English. And this is one of the rare occasions where the Gemara actually tries to sharpen your mind. In other words, the Gemara, and only in Yevamot could you find such a thing, that the Gemara is going to try to come up with theoretical cases. What's the phrase I want to use to, all right, we'll call it sharpen the mind. I don't know, I'm looking for another phrase, but. So we're going to have a whole slew of cases, and in each case, there's an imaginary woman who's the Yevama who comes forward, Kilu, in front of Bezdin and asks about her status. And she describes the scenario. So we'll start with the first one. Here's what she says. Achmi av v'lo mi'em. I have a half brother. That's what she tells us. Oh, I think it was. Did you ever hear the phrase a brain tweezer? Is there such a phrase? All right, anyway. Brain teaser, a brain teaser, sorry. And that's what we're learning now. We're learning a sugya of brain teasers. So she claims that she has a brother. We'll call him Reuven. And he is her half brother, her paternal brother. They don't share the same mother. Who baila the aim. And this brother of mine, my half brother from my father, married my mother. I mean, that sounds illegitimate, but we'll see. Now, obviously, she's saying that this woman that her half-brother married is her mother, which means that she was born to that woman. And after I was born to that woman, my brother married my mother. So 1 second. I just want to get this straight. Is this a violation? Since they have a common father, but not a common mother. She was not born to that mother, which she shares with her brother. So her brother now marries her mother. Okay. The Anoa Brata de Intite. So now I am the daughter of his wife because he married my mother. Now he says, Kigon, yeah, you have the Masifta? You know, the photocopy? Yaakov Nasa es Sarah, V'nolad lo Reuven. So it was a marriage between Yaakov and Sarah, and the product of that marriage was Reuven. V'holach Yaakov v'onas es Rivka. Wait a second. Who is Rivka? Rivka is just a girl from the shuk, so to speak, right? But she's not related to anyone. But Yaakov, so let's ask the following question: would Ruvain be allowed to marry Rivka? So that's a machlok between Rabbi Yehuda, the Tana, and the Chacham. The Chacham say he's allowed to marry Rivka because Rivka was never married to his father Yaakov. She was only Anusas Aviv. But Rabbi Yehuda disagrees, and he holds that even Anusas Aviv is considered like Ashes Aviv and is an Arab.
He has to marry her. Also, he has to marry her, or she doesn't want her, that she can.
Oh, yeah, all right. It could be, but V'holid mimena es Rachel. So now let's look at the relationship here between Sarah and Rachel. Sarah is married to Yaakov. Yaakov has a rape situation with Rivka. Oh, let's look at the relationship between Rachel and Reuven for a second. 1 second. Reuven was born to Yaakov and Sarah, correct? And now his father, Reuven's father, Yaakov, has an onus relationship, and now Rachel is born. So Rachel and Reuven share the same father. Is that correct? Well, can you write that down for me? Rachel and Reuven share the same father. They are brother and sister from Yaakov. Bar Reuven, shehu bino the isha cheres. When it says bino here, it means bino shel Yaakov, correct? And Reuven's mother is Sarah. Rachel's mother is Rivka. But both Rachel and Reuven have the same father, Yaakov. Reuven now, Nasa es Rivka Anusas Aviv. Let's assume for the moment, like the Tanakama, that he's allowed to marry Anusas Aviv. So now Rachel is the speaker. And she says about Reuven that he is Achel Me'av, meaning that Reuven is my half brother because we were both children of Yaakov, so we have the same father. So he says it outright. V'gam ba'al ima she'anusas Aviv. Second, Reuven went ahead and he married Anusas Aviv. He married Rivka. Did I get that right? Bar Reuven shebno mitzaches nasas Rivka. Good. He married Rivka. Now, why is that significant? Gam Baal Ima. 1 second. Ima. Wait a second. Baal Ima. Reuven is
married.
Wait, just give me a second. I'm sorry. I'll be right with you. I just got to get the calculation myself. Otherwise, I'm old. Baal Ima, in other words, Reuven married. Who did Reuven marry? He married Rivka. No, isn't that what we said?
Yeah.
That's what we know. He married Rivka. Now, what relationship does Rivka have? Second, again, my half brother married the woman that was raped by my father. But now he marries Rivka. Gam Baal Ima Anusas. The mother of Rachel Oh, the mother of Rachel is Rivka. Oh, okay. Sorry. I just had to get that. Now I have it. I'm sorry. I got a little tongue-tied because I thought that we were talking about, I thought we were talking about somebody else. Okay, so wait a minute. So who's the speaker here? It's Rachel, right? So Rachel has a half brother named Ruvain, and Rachel's mother his name is Rivka, and Rachel was born through a relationship out of wedlock between Yaakov and Rivka, correct? And Ruvain is the son of Yaakov. So Ruvain, therefore, is a half brother to Rachel. And now Ruvain marries the mother of Rachel. How can he be married to the mother of Rachel? The answer is because Rachel's mother, Rivka, was Anusas Aviv. And we're holding now that Ruvain is allowed to marry Anusas Aviv. שאחיה הוא מהאב, לפי ששניהם בני יעקב הם, וגם בעל אימא שהיא אנוסס אביב, ציור תק"ל. So what I'm trying to figure out here is what's the punchline here? Meaning, so what do we have to figure out? Let's just see the diagram for a second. Yaakov nosa es Sarah, Yoldalo es Ruvain. The Onas es Rivka. That means that Yaakov raped Rivka. The Yoldalo es Rachel. Nimtza sheruvain hu achir shel Rachel me'avia, avalo me'ima. V'nasa Ruvain es Rivka nusas aviv. Yomeres Rachel al Ruvain hu achi me'avi v'lo me'imi. Hu nasas imi Rivka. Va'ani afilu shani achoso ani gam bas ish. I'm not only his sister, but I'm also the daughter of his wife. You're not allowed to marry the daughter of your wife. The local Rabbi Yehuda sha'oser lisas anusas aviv. Anu shel Rabbanon shematir lisas anusas aviv yitochen mashal v'chida zu sha'omrim habriya. So again, this is not a Yibum question. This is a question about Rayas. In other words, we want to know, is it possible that you could have a half brother and he's married to your mother? Because Rabbi Yehuda says you're not allowed to marry Anusas, so Ruvain had no right legally to marry Rivka. But he has another point. Oh boy. Okay, this is another Rabbi Yehuda that agrees to Rabbi Akiva. We actually earlier in the previous year we mentioned Rabbi Akiva just as a mashal, but so this hypothetical case could not be feasible according to Rabbi Yehuda, because even if, let's say, he violated this law of Ruvain, meaning of marrying Rivka, who's Anusas Aviv, when he goes ahead and marries her, that marriage is not valid because Rabbi Yehuda holds Ein Kiddush Tosa B'Chai Milav. So if I understand correctly, the point of Chida number one, I don't know how many we're going to have, but it's a whole bunch, is to tease your brain, and you have to figure out that this reality could never be halachically possible according to Rabbi Yehuda.
Wouldn't that be excluded from Yibum as well? Rachel's God should live childless, and he's a half brother.
Right.
They're all half brothers. Well,
So, not sure. Maybe I'm confused at the case. I don't have it so clear. Why would that be a Yibum issue? In other words, if let's say Rachel, what happens here? Rachel's married to so and so, whoever he is, right? And he dies without children. So Rachel now falls. Oh no, she has to marry. She marries Ruvain's brother. What happens?
No.
If Ruvain had a brother Shimon,
Ruvain has a brother Shimon.
when Ruvain dies,
Ruvain dies.
would Rivka fall to him?
To who? To
His
Shimon.
his
Well, wait a
half
second. Yeah.
sister.
Who married who? Say it again.
Ruvain, it's everything that happened here,
Right.
except that Ruvain has another brother Shimon from Sarah and Yaakov, whoever.
Oh, Yaakov and Sarah have another son besides Ruvain.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
So
when
that's
Ruvain
Ruvain's
died, without children, would Rivka fall into Shimon?
According to Yehudi, or what? Well, according to the Chachamim, what should be?
It would seem like it was a valid.
Again, you can marry your anusas of. So Reuven was allowed to marry Rivka anusas Yaakov, and if Reuven has a brother, he too could marry Rivka anusas Yaakov. And in this case, he's obligated to marry her because his brother Reuven was married to her and he died. So far, so good. Now you want to know according to Yehuda.
Marrying Rivka is his half sister's mother.
Is that a problem? I mean, what? What do you say? Oh, that's going to Rabbi Yehuda. I was just about to say that if you're like Rabbi Yehuda, then Reuven was not married to Rivka. It was never a valid marriage. There was no Yibum. But if you're all like Chachamim, that he's allowed to marry Rivka, then his brother could marry Rivka as well. Ella, what it's Ashes Achi, but if he dies without children, so it's a Makom Yibum. I don't know. Well, even if I hold like Rabbi Yehuda, but if I disagree, I can agree with Rabbi Yehuda on one point to disagree with him on another point. I can accept Rabbi Yehuda that there's an Issa to marry the raped woman of your father, but I can disagree with that. Those two separate sheetas that have to overlap in one Amora, Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Yossi. I think he's an Amora. Yeah. No, this is Rabbi Yehuda of our Mishnah. Yeah, so it's a Tan. Next, let's see if we can. Maybe it gets easier as we go along. I don't know. Achu Ubrihu. He's my brother and my son. Okay, that's pretty wild. My brother, and at the same time, he's my son. Achase Anah Behai Didorena Akasfai. He says, Achos Ani, Lamisha Ani Noses Al Ktefi. In other words, I'm holding on to my son on my shoulders, and I'm also a sister of his. How could that be? How could you be a sister to your own son? That sounds wild. Mishkachas the Ovei Kochovim Haba Al Bita. If I understand correctly, a guy had a relationship with his own daughter. Holy Mimena Ben. Okay. The Omeres Osabas Shebenoz Zeh. The Omeres Osabas Shebenoz Zeh Hugam Achir. I don't get it, but let's see if you don't mind. We can jump straight to the diagram. I think I'll have more success with the diagram. Of Kuf Lam Al. So Oved Kochavim Nasa Isha. Right? He doesn't even give her a name. He calls her Isha. The Yoldalo Bas Ushma Hagar. Right? Let's pick a biblical name of a non-Jewish girl. Uba Aku Al Hagar Bita. Yeah, that's what I said before. The relation with no daughter. The Yodelo Ben Ushmo Lot. You know,
Lot
Lot.
started with Lot and
Yeah, yeah. This is a flip side. I'm not sure. Are there any Jews in this diagram?
Doesn't seem like it. I don't know what that
Doesn't seem like
Hoshat.
Jews.
It says Hoshat, and that's all.
The Omeres Hagar al Lot, Achihu, Sherishnenu b'nei ha'ovdei kochavim anachnu, Akum. You know, that was the unnamed Akum. So both Lot and Hagar share the same father. The Gam B'nihu. Right, because
Same family.
Hagar is the daughter of this Akum, this anonymous Akum, and this Akum had a relationship with Hagar, and Lot was born, but Lot is also the son of that Akum, so he is therefore the brother of Hagar. Okay. So I'm not so impressed with this Kippah because, until now we were trying to discuss, legal situations. You know what I mean? All right, let's go on.
well,
Well, any of the above, any of the 1, 2, 3, 4 people in the picture could be the guy. Lama loch bri. Shalom lecha b'ni. So here's a woman who's talking to her son, and she's notifying him of something. Bas achasich ano. I am the daughter of your sister. So she's talking to her own son, and I think it's again she's telling her own son that she is the daughter of your sister. Guy has a relationship with his granddaughter, and Vaholim Imenu Ben, which would be his great grandson. Sheben Zeh Ach Mi'av Me'avu Bito Shalo Bikol. The Omeres Lo Imo Shehi Basamas Basa Me'avika Ani Tov Kuf Lamed Beis. Ovi Kochavim Nasa Isha V'Yoldalo Bas Shma Adam. Is that what it says? This Shma Adam. Ula Adam Bas Hagar. Ba Ha'aku Al Bas Bito So his daughter's name is Ada, and his granddaughter's name is Hagar. Did I get that right? Yodelo es Lot. So Lot is his great grandson. Okay, but now we have to see how it relates to Bas Ishta, Bas Basapos. The Omeretz Hagar Lot B'Noah. Shalom Lecha B'ni Bas Achoschon. I'm the daughter of your sister because you and Ada were both born to this guy. Therefore, your sister and brother. I'm the daughter of Ada. Okay. The loy did dalu davla. Boy, the Aramaic is a killer. Libni poalim shedolim mayim. I guess they're water carriers. Umashkim asados. They're in charge of irrigation. Okay. The children of these irrigators says lipol bechus seiser peser. Nafla lachem chida stuma umusteres. So until now, this is not really relevant. It's just that's who she's talking to. But now we get to the quiz question. The Haide Dorena Ubar. Okay, so I guess it means the boy that I'm carrying on my shoulders is my son. Ba'ana Ras Achua. Ani Bas Achi. It sounds awfully similar to the previous case, but there was Bas Achua. Nishkachas Labiobi Kochavim Abba al Bas Bino. Okay, it's almost identical to this case, but it's not Bas Bito, but rather Bas Bino. Next, Bia Lashon Za'aka Utluna. Woman is not happy. She's not a happy camper. Me'ach. He says that Me'ach means Al Achi. Registering a complaint to my brother.
What's the whole idea of this Gemara being all these riddles for when nothing to do with the halacha of people maker? What's to do with the Gemara? Why did you bring it?
Right, that's what he says. Take a look at the introduction on the top of your page on the right. He says, "Ofanim shemitztarfim bahem kama kirvos mishpachtios." The common denominator is kirva mishpachtiv. Bein isha lachela or b'na isha achas. Again, it's just to train us to think of different options of relatives.
The whole question here is evil, right? The problem is evil. And why can't we say the basic question to make to do with Alexa?
In general, in Yibum?
No, in this case, if this would go ahead in the Jewish family, then why don't you say, forget about this whole Kedushin business? Basic Kedushin,
Yeah, I'm not sure what case you have in mind. I mean,
But in any of these cases, that would, if they're Jewish families.
I think, again, you'd have to ask yourself if there's an Erev or if there's no Erev. If there's an Erev, there's no Chalitza, there's no Yibum. If there's no Erev, then he'll do Yibum. I know. There is one case, by the way, where you can have Chalitza without Yibum. Very rare case, and that's called Chayve Lav. But again, these are all expressions, and what we're being challenged to figure out how this expression could possibly be true in reality. You know, it's kind of like, and I don't want to use the word football because David, probably the word football means something different to you than it means to me. I guess football to you is what we call soccer. Anyway, but in American football, the quarterback will have in front of him, like, I don't know how many, maybe 15 different combinations of options of how to throw the ball and to whom to throw the ball and where every person is stationed. And being a quarterback is not just good sportsman. You also have to have a good brain because you have to figure out which of these two combinations should work. In Yibum, we've had many diagrams in Yibum. I think we can probably say that we've had already 530 diagrams. But these diagrams are not Yibum diagrams. These are just meant to tease the brain. And in some cases, you have to quote halacha, but not in the case of Akum. Biyah. Okay, did we do this one already? This sounds familiar. Oh, we just started. Okay. Me'ach. It sounds, if I understand correctly, she's registering a complaint about her brother. Her brother was somewhat guilty of some hanky-panky, I don't know. But who? Baal. And he's also not only my brother, he's also my husband. But who? Bar Baal. And he's also the grandson of he's also my grandson. Okay, who Baila? The aim, Vano Brata the Isis. We turn to the other side, right? Ani Bas Ishto. I am the daughter of his wife. But again, she's talking to her brother, and she's saying that he's also my father. And on top to boot, I am the daughter of his wife. The lo yav pita. Will not support liachoa to his brothers, Yasme b'nei Barta. Achas labo v'kochova bal imo holid mimena bas. V'chazar bal also bas. V'chazar zoken uba aleo holid mimena bonim. All right. Let's just see what goes on. Tough kuf lamed dal. All right, bottom right. Lena goy nosas ado goya yodolo es yovo. Okay. Uba yovo aku al imo ado. Yodolo bas ogo. Chazar yovel uba alach osa bas Hagar. I don't understand. We just finished saying that Yaval a relationship with Ada, had a daughter Hagar. Oh, and now he has a beer with Hagar. Exactly what came out of that beer yet. The Chazar Azake now back up to the first generation, Lemech, Ubal, and he has a relationship with Hagar. Right? She's his granddaughter. Got that correct. Yodelo Banim Lod Vilavan. Beis Hazakim Leb. Meres Hagar, Oveles, that means to register your complaint, Umisra Emes, and to like bear a grudge, Ani al Yaval, Jehu Karov Eli B'Kama Ufan. So Hagar is saying that Yaval is related to her in many different ways. I mean, first and foremost, Yaval is Hafan. I mean, it's Shareu Achi Me'imi. He is my brother, right? Because, again, why is he my brother? Because he was married, he had a relationship.
Offsprings.
They're both offsprings of the same mother, right? Because Yaval, as a result of his relationship with Ada, he had a Hagar, so that Yaval was the son of Ada, and Hagar is the son of Ada. So both Yaval and Hagar are son and daughter of Ada, which makes them sister and brother, because they share the same mother. So they are maternal brother and sister. Number two, who Avi, he's also my father, but who Baali, Sharei Baalin, but who Ben Baali, Sharei Ben Baali, Sharei Aviv, Lemech, Baala, Ubaila Shal Imi, Ada, Sharei no Shana, Ayin Shanaladati, the Imi Menu, Omish Ach. All right. Mamish from the Arabian Nights. Who would believe that this is a Gemara? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now I'm wondering, I mean, don't quote me on this, I'll get in big trouble, but I'm wondering if you're allowed to learn this in a bathroom. And just, your mind wanders when you're in a bathroom. This might be something good to think about, just all these wild combinations. And it doesn't seem to be any halachic implication whatsoever. Anov at Achei, we are brothers. Anov avuth Achei, I and your father are brothers. Anov imach Achei, I and your mothers are brothers, are sisters. Mishkakas lo bi'ovi kochom abal imo, v'holid mimena shtei banos. So these two banos are sisters. V'chazar ubal achas mihen, v'holid mimena bein, v'karile achase de'ime u'kamarle hachi. Achos imo shel ben zeh omer slokein. Okay, so I'm the sister. Shneim achim, and yet we are maternal. We have the same father. Yachos shel aviv. Shneim me'osa ha'em. V'gam Achoshel ima shnei milsa. All right. Anovi ad b'nei achei, anovi avuch b'nei achei, anovi mechei. Oh, wait a minute. Now I'm waking up a little bit. Now we're going to have a possibility of a heter b'Yisrael. Keep going. Ruven sheyesh lo shtei banos, Rachel v'Leah. The Asa Shimon is the brother of Ruven, who nesev chad minayu, when he marries one of these two sisters, which he's allowed to marry his niece. So let's say he married Leah. The Asa bar Levi. Okay. Now wait a minute. Who is Levi here? Ruven Sheyeshlo. Oh, Levi is the third brother. Okay, and Levi has a son by the name of Yaakov, apparently. Yaakov zehu ben achiv shel Ruven, unesev chad minayu. Okay, Rachel, who is the daughter of Ruven, marries chad minayu. Apparently a cousin, I'm not sure. Amalei Bray the Shimon Lebar Bray the Levi Kach Omar Yitzchak. I don't remember that we had Yitzchak yet. Yitzchak beno shel Shimon shu ben Abbas Ha'achav the ben beno shel Levi. What's it? No, let's just take a quick look at the diagram. This looks like the most complicated of all the cases. Ruven the Shimon the Levi Achim. LeRuven shtei banos, Rachel v'Leah, uLeLevi ben Yaakov. So the relationship between Yaakov and Rachel, they're cousins, correct?
Right.
Because Yaakov is the son of Levi, Levi is the brother of Ruven, and Rachel is the daughter of Nasa, Shimon, es Leah, bas Ruven, V'yoldalo es Yitzchak. Yaakov ben Levi Nasa es Rachel. Writes Bito Hashnia, younger daughter of Reuben. Yodelo es Avram. Are Yitzchak ben Shimon Omer le Avram ben beno shel Levi ani v'ata b'nei shtei achios Yitzchak ben Shimon Omer le Avram ben beno shel Levi Wait a minute. Yaakov is the son of Levi. Did we get that? No. Oh yeah, Yaakov is the son of Levi, and Yaakov marries Rachel, and he has a son, Avram, who's the grandson of Levi. So Yitzchak, son of Shimon, that's Levi's brother, is also talking. Yitzchak, the son of Shimon, is talking to Avram. Avram, we said, is the grandson of Levi. Anivata b'nei shtei achios. Because Yitzchak was born to Leah, and Avram was born to Rachel. Ani ben Leah, Vata ben Rachel. Ani v'avicha, b'nei shnei achim. Sorry, Ani ben Shimon. This is Yitzchak talking. V'avicha, he's talking to Avram about his father, Yaakov, who ben Levi. Yaakov is the son of Levi. Ani v'imach Rachel b'nei shnei achim. Ani ben Shimon. V'imach Rachel bas Reuben. Mashal Zei talking gam beheter b'yachsin osol Yisrael. That's why we give Jewish names. So what's the chiddush here? Like, in other words, what's unusual? We have a relationship between Yitzchak and Avram, and I guess it's like a multifaceted relationship. And first and foremost, Yitzchak and Avram are first cousins, correct? Yitzchak is the son of Leah. Avram is the son of Rachel. Okay, there's nothing new about that. But how else are they related? You have that? Again, if you talk about the relationship between Avram and Yitzchak, they are the sons, respectively, of two sisters. Make them cousins, right? Well, what else is unique about that relationship between Yitzchak and Avram?
I mean, it's, the Av at the top, he's the grandfather of Yitzchak, but the great-grandfather. It puts him on like a different generational, it kind of makes him the first cousin.
Yitzchak Omeli Avram, Anovi at b'nei achi. I guess you and I are the sons of two brothers, in this case, two sisters. Anovi avuch b'nei achi. I and your father are also cousins. How is that? Because your father is Shimon, correct? Wait a second. How is Yitzchak related to Shimon? Yitzchak is a son to Shimon. Is that right? So my father Shimon is your grandfather. Is that it? 1 second.
No.
Avram would be the grandson of Reuven. No?
Of Reuven.
Again, Yitzchak is talking to Avram, and he's talking about his father Shimon. No, am I right about that? That Yitzchak is now talking about his father Shimon, and he's talking to Avram.
Brothers.
Yeah, sure.
Great.
Yitzchak, that is
Oh, there's two uncles.
That's right.
I mean, Abraham's got grandfathers who were brothers.
Right. Grandfather.
Well, how do you work that out?
Because it's Reuven and
Yes.
Again, who's
Reuven,
talking now?
Levi,
Yitzchak is talking now?
No, if
Avram.
Oh, Avram is talking now?
Avram.
So Abraham's two grandfathers
Other
are
brothers.
brothers. Levi and Reuben.
Yitzchak is
Levi and Reuven are Avram's grandfathers, and they're also brothers. So that's what's strange about that. You can have two grandfathers that are brothers.
Two brothers. Yes.
And
Okay. So Rabbi say this brings us to the Mishnah on Daf Tzadi Zayin Amid Beis, which in Ritz Hashem will pick up tomorrow.
Different.
Yeah.
That'll be possible.
I think if you have a chance, Steve, if you don't mind, there's a lot of diagrams on the next page as well. I don't know if you got that far. I'm gonna fold this into here, so I'll know where to find it. But let me make a note of where we got. We're up to the Mishnah, am I right? Okay. We wish you gentlemen a good day. And I'm not going to apologize for the Gemara. I didn't write the text, but I didn't. Had they say I don't write, I write the script. Really fascinating that we'd have a whole Gemara of just simply brain trees of combinations.
It does say that in the art scroll, they say.
Yeah, what does he say in the art scroll? I'm very curious. Do you know the phrase in Masechet Yevamot? There's a phrase called Parkos L'Chachma. In other words, there's certain things that you study just to train your mind, to challenge your brain, like mathematics and so on.
The Mashal explains that Tosfos that Gemara extends his riddles in order to arm Torah scholars against those who might seek to confound them by posing such riddles. Well, the second of these riddles is described as having been posed by Queen of Sheba to King Solomon.
So you want to summarize that in your own words, because I wasn't able to follow.
So the Mashal explains that the Gemara is giving these riddles in order that the Chachamim can answer such riddles if they're given to them by
Adversaries. I see.
And he says, look, the second riddle was given by Queen of Sheba to
Interesting. So that puts a slightly different spin on this, because in a sociological, historical context, these were the ways that they challenged us. They said, oh, you claim to be Chachamim. I'm going to show you up. I'm going to come up with riddles that you can't solve. So the Gemara wants us to already be well trained on this, because in case we get a riddle, we'll be able to answer. And my father-in-law, who passed away not long ago, he used to also love riddles. He would always come up with riddles. What is something that belongs to you, but it's only used by others? That was one of his riddles. It's yours, but it's only used by others. Your name, or mostly used by others. He used to have a whole bunch of those riddles.